This is the Frontier opening bell, Friday, the 30th of September, the final trading day of the month and effectively the end of the third quarter. See how we finished off on Thursday. The Nigerian stock market deep dive 0.42%. The banking sector and a few other big names led the market south. Just to wrap up the Thursday, today is the final trading day and the annual general meeting of the Nigerian Exchange Group. The BRVM Composite went up better from 204. Wednesday climbed added a few notches on Thursday, 205.43, while the Egyptian market finished its final trading day of the week Thursday, still below the 10,000 level at 9,827. The Nairobi stock market fell by 1.6% as the sell-off continued in the week, just as the central bank decided to raise interest rates 75 basis points. And of course, the GSE also fell by roughly 1%. The big news out of East Africa, which was Kenya leading the rest of the East African market yesterday, was the interest rate benchmark up to 8.25% as the Njoroge's team are the central bank trying to tame inflation. This is the first interest rate decision by the central bank under the new president, William Ruto. Of course, the president says he wants Safaricom to give what you call a cheaper hustler loans to consumers using the platform of the telecom giants. And the Kenya Credit Bureau says it's going to lock out or blacklist at least 40 million or 4 million loan defaulters. If you're defaulting on loans in Kenya, your names will be taken off their credit bureau. And that is a warning from the agency. Tanzania and the United Arab Emirates says they're working together to reduce double taxation for companies doing trade and businesses on both sides of the divide. In Nigeria, it's a very busy day. We have a new horsepower system talking about decentralized energy in Nigeria that is being launched today. Then, of course, we've got the Afrexim Bank hosting the second sub-sovereign government conference, which will be in partnership with the Nigerian Governors Forum. President Buhari will be making the keynote address at the event taking place early today at the presidential villa. It's the second edition of the event. The first was also held in Nigeria by Africa Export-Import Bank. And SEC Nigeria has released a new guideline, says if those doing advisory services within the non-interest or the Sharia financial system will have to be registered in line with corporate governance. Ghana's and China's trade relations was about $9.57 billion, while the BRVM has become Africa's latest stock exchange to join the full membership of the World Federation of Exchanges. The 2022 annual meetings of the WFE started on Tuesday, and that was concluded yesterday with the admission of the BRVM. The BRVM now becomes the 10th stock exchange on the African continent as a full member of the World Federation of Exchanges, and we say congratulations to the folks in BRVM in Abidjan. Take the market straight to South Africa. The rolling load shedding will continue, but we've got a couple of news because the private sector credit, which is a bit of a good news, was up 7.86% in the month of August. You saw the job data coming through 199,000, roughly 200,000 jobs were created in the past month in South Africa. But according to a new report, the country's jobless data, still around 5%, is still very high. Afrexim Bank in Zimbabwe yesterday officially unveiled what we call the AFPay, which is the new trade payment services that will enable African countries bypass some of the problems they're having with the international banks in dealing with themselves and investing and doing business across certain sectors, which include fossil fuel. This is the second major payment system within the African system, financial markets, that Afrexim Bank was hosting after it floated the PAPSS, which was the Pan-African payment system in Ghana, piloted in West Africa. Zimbabwe was the one who piloted the AFPay, and now it's being rolled out officially. And Zimbabwe says it will need about $40 billion to bridge its infrastructure development gap, and that was according to the Minister of Finance. The CEO of Total Energy says the oil discovery in the southern African country of Namibia would be a giant. Countries such as Nigeria better watch its back. The big boy is coming. Namibia is heavy in gas, oil, and including hydrogen as well. Let's talk to the North African market as Egypt closes for the weekend. Of course, when the markets reopen on Monday, Nigeria will be on a public holidays and Independence Day holiday. Morocco's central bank is forecasting that about almost $10 billion will be the diaspora inflows for full year 2022. We've got 3 months more to go before the end of the year. That's a bit of an outlook. President Al-Sisi's decision is helping the country's investment into the country, and that's according to the agency responsible for that. An economic conference by Egypt will take place October 23 to 25. That is just about a couple of weeks before the COP27 climate conference that's taking place in Sharm el-Sheikh. And finally, EGAS says it's got 5 new gas discoveries around the Mediterranean Sea and the Nile Delta in Egypt. That's still digging for gas as Europe is buckling, as it were, under the face-off between Russia under the military invasion of Ukraine. That is putting Europe under pressure, looking for gas supply elsewhere. Winter is just around the corner. And that's just about it for today. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you next time. Have a great weekend. And we'll be back next week. Have a great day and the weekend.